You know what? I think it's crazy. I have like orbs in my truck. I think they're my grandmother. But I've seen them. There was one that was crazy in one of my videos, and I believe in ghosts because I grew up in a haunted house. Here, maybe I'll give you some of that. But yeah, I grew up in a haunted house. I had voices call my name. We saw full body apparitions, stuff like that. But anyway, so I'm definitely a believer in that, and orbs are always, I don't know, but I have seen some very definitive orbs, and in order to know what an orb is or appreciate it, I mean, you have to, I don't know, like dust could be an orb or whatever, but I had this one orb when I was shooting a video, as clear as crystal as it is now, and this orb, it just came out of nowhere, and it was big, and it was defined, and it was deep, rich color, and it moved, and it went like this, it zigzagged, went back up, and it was just unbelievable, and it was nothing that I saw until after I looked at it. Anyway, I think there's orbs on here when I shoot these videos, and maybe it's the connection with spirits, I don't know, whatever. Sorry, so I wanted to jump in and say that I appreciate all your comments. Some of them are rude, but most of them are pretty, pretty good. I'm not, a celebrity or anybody that pretends like I know your situation and I may be boring to you or whatever. I don't know, but all I could say is all I am. This is all I am. I'm a guy that's struggling to figure out the truth. I have been on a journey my whole life, but over the past 6-7 years, ever since I got depersonalization and I came off benzos and I entered into this whole underworld with undercurrents of just really bad vibes. I was like, I'm not going to start my video until I'm 100% better, but then I realized I had cured panic. Well, you pretty much cured panic, cured OCD, cured physical issues. So I do have something to give back, and that's why I started the channel. So I still have regressions and remissions, yes, but when it was 100% chronic all the time, that's hard. So when you do get your window, which you will get a window, I don't care if you're dealing with just regular anxiety and you've never been on meds, whether you're saying that you're having withdrawal from meds or you're having reaction to a med withdrawal, or you have pause syndrome, post-acute withdrawal syndrome, whatever you think you have or that you actually do have, I'm not belittling it at all. I can only speak from my experience, and you can't base your situation on my experience. I'm sure that we can draw parallels to each other, and I've made that mistake often, that where I would I find somebody and I sort of live vicariously through that person, but I found one girl down in New Zealand that, oh my gosh, identical symptoms, identical, and I really mean her like the same person. She's just a girl version of me, and I talk to her every now and then, and it really helps because she was a very positive, she's a very uplifting person though. So I guess she's not quite like me because I'm not always so positive about it, but anyway, one day I'd like to meet her because she's been an inspiration to me, and her videos inspired me, and maybe I inspire somebody, I don't know, but yeah, so just an audit, just a check of that. I just want to let you know, and it's something that you could do every day, is just write down what you think of yourself. Write down what your voices are saying, what your internal, what I call your internal roommates. Essentially, this is a house, and you've got inhabitants and their roommates, and those are the voices and the noises that accompany that house. So we do a mental audit of that narrative of what's going on. What are they saying? You're never going to get better. You read that article, and that's what is going to happen. And you have to realize that how powerful the mind is. If you believe something, that's what is going to happen. Okay? If you believe that your mother is, she's still alive, but you believe your mother is dead or your child is dead, you can elicit an actual reaction. You could cry. We're the only species that we know about that is so smart. We're too good for our own good, and we can literally have physiological responses to thinking. Think about that. You can literally thank yourself to cry over something that's never happened. Okay? Or, in the same token, you can think about something that has happened and relive it and cry or have an emotional reaction. And emotional reactions trigger physiological, biological changes. They cause a depletion of neurons. They cause a degradation of neurogenesis. Whereas the opposite, thinking positive, I don't really do this yet, but it's something I know to be true from other people, books, and so forth, and I have seen it work a little bit. It's hard when you're sick and you're hating life and all that stuff, but really think about that. I mean, you got to find the you in there, because whether it's demonic or it's just biologic or whatever you think it is, there's a you in there that's being held captive in your own house. Okay, you're not the voice that says that you're too fat. You're not the voice that says that your brain is destroyed from taking a benzo. Those voices are just a combination of instinctual safe mechanisms that evolved and have gone awry. It's your somatic nervous system, and it's trying to identify. Okay, so like if you have a splinter, right, you step on a piece of wood and you get a splinter, what happens immediately is your body has a defense mechanism that says, hey, that hurts. Well, we didn't evolve pain just to say, oh, I want this person to be in pain for the rest of their life. No, it's a warning signal. It's a wake-up call. You've got to get the splinter out. Why? Not just because you don't want to have a splinter in your damn foot, but because it could cause an infection. It could kill you. So your body is literally warning you of the danger. That's amazing. And, think about it that way. Our body is warning us of that danger. So if you stepped on a splinters all day and your foot would just be infected until you couldn't walk and you died. Same thing with a cavity or whatever, But our bodies, yes, we hate cavity, we hate pain, we hate the pain in the foot and all that. But switch the narrative and say, thank you, pain in my foot. I know that's hard, right? But thank you, because you warned me and you saved my life. I'm living you could be living a very unhealthy lifestyle, and your body is going to give you warning signs. The check engine light's gonna come on. The check oil light's gonna come on. Okay? Figure out why it's on. You gotta take it to a mechanic. Unfortunately, our mechanics, doctors, don't typically, or a lot of times, don't know what's going on with a lot of these potential these issues that are really harder to resolve. But just know that what you're feeling are warning mechanisms. It's your body is scouring all the information. Okay, so what else is in your house? Okay, and where are your thoughts derived from? Let me give you an example. My grandmother was my best friend, and I miss her. I'm gonna cry right now. I can't talk about her, but anyway, I miss her to death. And if she had not, okay, if I wasn't living anywhere near my hometown at the time, just imagine no one ever told me she had surgery. No one ever told me she died. And we used to talk every day, but toward the end, we didn't talk as much. It's just, no one ever told me she died. I would have never got upset. I would have never had a nervous breakdown. I would have never, you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I shouldn't know, but it was the thought. Once I knew, it was the knowledge that came in and destroyed my house. It ripped it apart. My house was clean and organized and getting better, and the windows are open and the spring breeze was coming in. And then it was a complete dark storm, windows shattered from hail, rooftop ripped apart because of one message. Graham didn't make it. Whole world gone. If I never got that message, I would have still be living in, this peaceful kingdom. But what I'm getting at is that messages, real or not, and yes, life is full of death, life is full of bad things, and those messages are going to come in, and we have to learn how to deal with them. But some of the messages that you're getting, some of these signals that you're getting, are not real or are not happening now. And where are we getting that information from? What are we reading? Are we reading books that lift us up? Are we in a forum? Some of you, you know who you are. Are you in a forum where you're reading about, I have benzodiazepine, permanent damage receptors, and I just saw an orb just above me, I think. I'll have to go back and look at that. But yeah, and I just started talking about my grandmother, so that might be her. Gives me chills. But where did you get that information from? Like, if I had never read all that Benzo Buddy stuff and read about depersonalization and stuff and just became obsessed with it and reading other people's horror stories, then I would have been better for it. I would have been better off for that. But no, I did, and then I was convinced I was destroyed and all that. And honestly, it wasn't. I started getting my windows when I gave up the fight of, my brain is destroyed from benzo withdrawal or whatever, because it's just crazy. So you gotta put in good messages into your house, and you have to put in good people, good vibes. That's easier said than done, but knowledge is everything. So if knowledge can take you, so think about the ways that could have gone. Graham didn't make it. I completely had a nervous breakdown from that 2 months later, to the point where I couldn't function and I almost died. Guess what? Graham made it. She survived. I would have been visiting her that weekend and having a great weekend with my grandma, right? So benzos destroyed my brain, and here's a forum, and we can talk about it all day about how we're never going to get better. Read the Ashton manual. Benzos aren't that bad. They help. They're a good bridge. They help, blah, blah, blah. It's very rare that they ever cause any permanent damage, etc. So where are you getting your information from? Okay? Just don't. Even in the cases of, like, I saw another orb. Even in the cases of where you do have surgery or cancer, like stage 4 or whatever, like, you could go two ways with it. Oh my gosh, 90% of the people die from this. You're going to elicit a physiological response. You're going to cause yourself to die quicker. Or you can say, you know what, 10% of people survive this, and I'm going to be one of those 10%. And then you're going to elicit chemicals that can possibly heal you. So your chances of survival are going to go up. So you can extrapolate that across the spectrum of things. Change your narrative. Tell yourself you're gonna heal, that you're gonna get better, days are coming that you're gonna be better. And if you can do those things and change the narrative, change the stories, change the voices, change your roommates, change your tenants, whatever, that's what you need to do. That is the biggest thing you need to do, is evict the ones that are causing the issues, and do the proper research and get the right people in there, and you can start to heal a lot faster. All right, love you guys. Bye.